those 5 pillars. They are quite simple. First, belief in God. Second, nationalism. Third, internationalism. Fourth, democracy. Fifth, social justice. Belief in God, nationalism, internationalism, democracy, social justice. Very simple. Permit me now to expand a little on those 5 points. First, belief in God. My nation includes those who follow many different religions. There are Mohammedans, there are Christians, there are Buddhists in Indonesia, and there are men of no religion. However, to 85% of our 92 million people, the Indonesian nation is made up of followers of Islam. Springing from this fact, and in recognition of the unified diversity of our nation, we place belief in God as the forefront of our philosophy of life. Even those who follow no God in their innate tolerance recognize that belief in the Almighty is characteristic of their nation, and so accept this first sila. Then number 2, nationalism. The burning force of nationalism and the desire for independence sustained us and gave us strength during the long colonial night, and during the struggle for independence. Today, that burning force is still within us and still sustains us. But our nationalism is most certainly not chauvinism. We most certainly do not regard ourselves as superior to other nations. We most certainly do not seek to impose ourselves on other nations. I know well that the word nationalism is suspect and even discredited in the West. That is because the West has itself prostituted and distorted nationalism. And yet true nationalism still burns bright in the West. If it had not, then the West would not have challenged with arms the aggressive chauvinism of Hitler. Our third pillar is internationalism. There is no conflict or contradiction between nationalism and internationalism. Indeed, internationalism cannot grow and flourish except in the rich soil of nationalism. Is not this Organization of United Nations clear evidence of that? Previously, there was the League of Nations. Now there is the United Nations. The very names proclaim that neither could have existed without the existence of nations and nationalism. And yet, the very existence of both shows that the nations desire and need an international body in which each is equal. Internationalism is most certainly not cosmopolitanism, which is a denial of nationalism, which is anti-national and indeed anti-reality. Rather, true internationalism is an expression of true nationalism, in which each nation respects and guards the rights of all nations, big and small, old and new. True internationalism is a sign that the nation has become adult and responsible, forsaking childish ideas of national or racial superiority, forsaking the infantile disorders of chauvinism and cosmopolitanism. Fourthly, there is democracy. Democracy is not the monopoly or the invention of the Western social orders. Rather, democracy seems to be the natural condition of man, although it is modified to fit particular social conditions. During the millennia of our Indonesian civilization, we have evolved our own Indonesian democratic forms. It is our belief that these forms have an international relevance and significance. This is a question to which I shall return later. Finally, the last sila, the ultimate pillar, is social justice. With this, we link social prosperity, for we regard the two as inseparable. Indeed, only a prosperous society can be a just society, although prosperity itself can reside in social injustice. Then, that is our Pancasila. believe in God, nationalism, internationalism, democracy, social justice. Those are the principles which my nation fully accepts and uses as its guide to all political activity, economic activity, social activity.
pakai kaca pinu gede.
Kita bukan sekadar mengusir pemerintahan Belanda dari Indonesia. Revolusi kita menuju lebih jauh lagi daripada itu. Revolusi Indonesia menuju 3 kerangka yang sudah terkenal. Revolusi Indonesia menuju kepada sosialisme. Revolusi Indonesia menuju kepada dunia baru. tanpa eksploitasi dalam parlom dan eksploitasi dan nation par nation. Bagaimana revolusi yang demikian ini mau dimandekan dengan kata bahwa revolusi sudah selesai? Bagaimana revolusi demikian ini dapat dijalankan terus tanpa romantik, tanpa dinamik, tanpa dialektis? Nah, apa yang saya ceritakan di atas ini adalah pengalaman beberapa tahun yang lalu. Hampir-hampir saja kita keblinger sama sekali. Hampir-hampir saja kita oblis sama sekali. Hampir-hampir saja kita mati kutu sama sekali. Kalau kita tidak lekas-lekas banting setir ke jalan benar kembali. Dan dengan itu memberi kembali kepada revolusi Indonesia ia punya romantik, dinamis, dan dialektik. Dengan koreksi banting setir ini, kita kembali beri kepada revolusi Indonesia ia punya jurusan, ia punya arah, ia punya direction. Dengan itulah maka pada permulaan pidato ini, karena itulah maka pada permulaan pidato ini saya berbicara tentang pengalaman di masa yang lampau dan jurusan untuk masa yang akan datang. Menjadi satu bangsa yang seperti tiap hari digembleng oleh keadaan. Digembleng, hampir hancur lebur, bangun kembali. Digembleng, hampir hancur lebur, bangun kembali. Hanya dengan jalan demikianlah kita bisa menjadi satu bangsa yang benar-benar bangsa otot kawat balung besi.